Hello everyone, this is Kasim Qureshi back with a video on class 12. Okay, class 12, and our today's topic is breathing and exchange of gases, right? Breathing and exchange of gases. Generally, we call it as human respiration. Okay, and the section that I'm taking today is related to entrance examination, that is NEET. Okay, तो इससे related हम कुछ बात करने वाले हैं. So first of all, oxygen student is utilized by the organism to indirectly break down of the nutrient molecules like glucose and other food substances to derive energy for performing various activities. And at the same time, carbon dioxide, which is harmful, is also released during the body catabolic reactions, right? So I can say that it is the evidence that oxygen has to be continuously provided to the cell, and CO2 produced by the cell have to be released out. This process of exchange of oxygen from the atmosphere with the carbon dioxide produced by the cell is called breathing. And that's what commonly we call it as breathing, right? Breathing, breathing. Okay. Now, in general, if I want to highlight that what is breathing, what is respiration, what is external respiration, what is internal respiration. So just by a diagram, I can make you understand related to that. So let's say that this is your lungs, okay, and in this lungs, so this air is coming inside, okay. All right. So this is lungs, and let's say that this organ is blood vessel. Let us make it a little short. And the third one I'm drawing here is a cell. Okay, this one is a cell. So three different things I have drawn here, students. Now let us understand it with the help of simple diagrammatic presentation. Let's say that oxygen oxygen has come inside. Okay, oxygen has come inside into the lungs. Okay, at the same time, what will happen, the CO2 which is produced in entire body will collect it in the lungs, and from lungs it will be given out, CO2. This process is called as breathing. Okay, this process is called as breathing. Where does it occur? It occurs in your lungs. Okay, let's say that this is lungs. Now what happens is that in the blood, this oxygen will be given into the blood. Oxygen. Okay, and where does this oxygen go? So this oxygen is going into the cell. Let's say that this is my cell and this one is blood. Okay, this one is blood. At the same time, blood is also giving back CO2 to the lungs, as well as cell is giving CO2 to the blood. So whatever the CO2 is collected from the cell into the blood is giving the same CO2 into the lungs. Student, my point over here is this process over here. This process is called as external respiration. I'm writing there. This process is called as external respiration. Okay. Whereas this process over here, this is called as internal respiration. Okay. So we had three different things here. First is breathing, second is external, and the third one is internal respiration. Now, if we talk about the types of respiration, so basically what we have studied about the types of respiration is of two types. The first type of respiration is aerobic, and the second one is anaerobic. Already we have studied the definitions and all related to aerobic and anaerobic, what exactly they are and which kinds of organisms are performing. And even in our body, we also perform this kind of respiration in our muscles during the lacking of oxygen. Heavy exercises, we also perform such kinds of respiration. Okay, here I will be discussing some types, but it will be based on reaction. Okay, same aerobic, anaerobic, but I will just enlisting the examples of reaction. So types of respiration. So as I said that there are two different types of respiration here. Okay, the first type of respiration that we're gonna discuss here is aerobic. Okay, so we have aerobic, and the second one is anaerobic respiration. So when I say aerobic respiration, of course it will occur in the presence of molecular oxygen, and the oxygen completely oxidizes the food into the carbon dioxide and water, releasing a large amount of energy, right? And the organisms showing aerobic respiration, they are called aerobes. I'm writing that term, aerobes. Okay, and such kind of respiration can be found in most of the animals and plants. Okay, and it can happen in a direct or indirect way, right? Direct way, like it is the exchange of environmental oxygen with the carbon dioxide in the body cell without special respiratory organ. Okay, like some organism, they do not have some special organ. It may be found in the bacteria, protist plants, sponges, coelentrates, flatworm, roundworms, and varieties of earth, this thing, arthropods. Okay, and in indirect respiration, it will involve just a minute. I think my mic is not connected. Just a minute. Yeah, my mic is not connected. Please wait. Okay, now it is connected. So I was talking about indirect respiration. It involves special respiratory organs. Okay, like some may have gills, some may have lungs. They need the help of blood and the respirations in the skin. Okay, so such type of respiration is an indirect one. Here I am going to discuss about its reactant. So as we all know that glucose is a raw substance for respiration. So here the reaction will be C6H12O6 when it is reacting with 6 molecular oxygen. I hope you all know the balancing because already we have done that. Okay, then 6 CO2 and 6 H2 will be produced, right? Now here ATP energy is produced. How many ATP energy is produced? So it is something 38 ATP energy. If I want to convert this ATP energy into its joule form, okay, so it will be something around 2830 kilojoule of energy. Okay, kilojoule of energy, right? In anaerobic respiration, we all know that it occurs in the absence of molecular oxygen. Okay, it's also commonly known as fermentation. So in the process of fermentation, this can be observed. Okay, and the food is only partially oxidized so that only a part of energy is released and the energy remains trapped in the intermediate compounds. Okay, so if I want to represent the same thing in the form of equation, then the equation will be C6H12O6. Okay, it will give you ethyl alcohol, that is ethanol. I'm writing directly here, ethanol. Okay, and it will release carbon dioxide. So I'm writing plus CO2, that is carbon dioxide. Equation, this equation is not balanced. Just I want to highlight the energy produced. So here the energy which is produced is 118 kilojoule. Okay, 118 kilojoule of energy. This energy which is produced in anaerobic respiration is approximately, if I calculate, then this will be something around 5%. Okay, 5% of this energy. Just to calculate it, whether it is 5%. Okay, but it will be around 5%. Okay. Okay, so the next topic is respiratory substrate. Respiratory substrate. So basically, we all need energy, right, to perform various functions, metabolic processes in the body. Without that, it's won't be possible. So energy is a primary need that our body should produce in order to do all the works in the body, right? So we take this energy from different substances, like oxygen will oxidize carbohydrate, it may oxidize fats, it may oxidize protein in order to get energy. So I can say that all these substances as a fuel. As like a vehicle needs a fuel to run from one place to another, without fuel a vehicle cannot work. Okay, the हमारे को इसको लेके जाना पड़ेगा. So similarly, without energy, even you won't walk from one place to another. Somebody is required to locomote yourself from one place to another. Okay, so energy का basic कहाँ से production होता है energy का, that's called substrate. So the first substrate that we're going to study is about carbohydrate. Okay, carbohydrates are the organic substances which contain carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. We have studied that. Okay, and it may be in the form of glucose, fructose, hexose, sucrose. It may be in the form of starch. Okay, insulin, then hemicellulose, everything that I've taken just examples over here, all these are called as carbohydrate. Okay, they all are called as carbohydrate, right? Now, glucose, I can say we always take example of glucose because glucose are the first energy rich compounds to be oxidized during respiration. Okay, the brain cells of mammals, they will utilize only glucose as a respiratory substrates. Complex carbohydrates are hydrolyzed into hexose sugar and before being utilized as respiratory substrate. Now, if I say about energy production of carbohydrates, so basically carbohydrate produces energy something around 4.4 kilocalorie, okay, which is equivalent to 18.4 kilojoule of energy. If 1 gram of the substrate is oxidized, okay, तो अगर 1 gram substrate को मैंने oxidize किया है, so from that 1 gram of substrate, how much energy I will be getting? It will be 4.4 kilocalorie of energy. Okay, मान लो आपके body में carbohydrate नहीं है, so will we die? No, we have some other sources also. Okay, तो अगर एक जगह से अपने को एनर्जी नहीं मिल रही है तो हम जो है फैट्स के ऊपर डिपेंड कर सकते हैं. Under certain condition only, other carbohydrate reserves is not there. Okay, if it gets exhausted, then we can rely on fats. So fats can be oxidized. After oxidation, they can produce energy. During the process of oxidation, fats will be hydrolyzed into the fatty acids and glycerol by the enzyme called lipase and the subsequent conversion into hexose sugar. Right now, here the question arises that how much energy we will be getting if 1 gram of fats are hydrolyzed. Okay, so it's something around 9.8 okay kilocalorie. तो अगर देखा जाए कंपेयर किया जाए तो कार्बोहाइड्रेट में कम एनर्जी मिल रही है और फैट्स में ज्यादा एनर्जी मिल रही है. सो दिस इज समवॉट इक्विवेलेंट टू 41 kilojoule of energy, okay, which is much higher as compared to the other substrate. Okay, now if this is a normal condition, that everyone does. Okay, every plant, every animal, every organism performs this kind of respiration in which carbohydrate is preferred. Okay, but if carbohydrate is not preferred, if it get exhausted, then we have to rely on fats. And when we are dependent on fats for respiration, then the respiration is called as floating respiration. Floating respiration. ठीक है, क्या बोलेंगे? फ्लोटिंग रेस्पिरेशन. ओके, ब्लैकमैन रिएक्शन जो आपने स्टडी किया था, ब्लैकमैन, ये ब्लैकमैन वाला ही एक्सपेरिमेंट से प्रूफ है. ब्लैकमैन. ओके, नाउ लेट्स से कार्बोहाइड्रेट भी एग्जॉस्टेड हो गया, फैट्स भी एग्जॉस्टेड हो गया, and now you have to be dependent on some other substance. So the third substance on which you will be dependent is protein. Okay, so in the absence of carbohydrate and fats, proteins also can serve as a respiratory substance, and the energy present in 1 gram of protein is something somewhat around 4.8 kilocalorie. It is equivalent to 20 kilojoules of energy. Okay, and this kind of respiration, as like here it was called as floating respiration, so this kind of respiration in which the proteins are used is called as protoplasmic respiration. Protoplasmic respiration. Okay, protoplasmic respiration. Okay, so this was about respiratory substrate. Now we are moving towards, now we will be talking about respiratory pigments. Yes, respiratory pigments important है, क्योंकि पिगमेंट्स हमारे बॉडी में हेमोग्लोबिन होते हैं, ऐसे डिफरेंट डिफरेंट बॉडीज में आपको डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ पिगमेंट्स देखने के लिए मिल जाएंगे. ओके, सो लेट्स टॉक अबाउट रेस्पिरेटरी पिगमेंट. फर्स्ट पिगमेंट दैट आई वांट टू डिस्कस इज हेमोग्लोबिन. Respiratory pigments. First pigment that we're going to discuss is about hemoglobin, that is present in mammalian cell, RBC cell. Okay, what are the features? So when it is oxygenated, when when it is oxygenated, its color will be red. Okay, second feature, it is present in vertebrates. RBC. Every topic is connected to one another. Okay, like जब मैं यहाँ पे आपको क्लासिफिकेशन दे रहा हूँ कि कितने टाइप्स के रेस्पिरेटरी पिगमेंट्स है, so along with that I am also explaining you something related to animal classification. Animal classification से भी टॉपिक रिलेटेड. ओके, अब अगर इनवर्टिब्रेट एनिमल रहेगा, so in invertebrate animal, this thing you can found in the blood प्लाज्मा. ठीक है, ब्लड के प्लाज्मा, ब्लड का प्लाज्मा में क्या होता है, लाइक ब्लड के अंदर डिफरेंट डिफरेंट कंपोनेंट्स हैं. ओके, अभी हाल में आपका टॉपिक कंप्लीट हुआ है रेस्पिरेशन का, प्लाज्मा मैंने आपको एक्सप्लेन किया था. तो अगर सेल्स को छोड़ के, ब्लड में से सेल को छोड़ के बाकी सारी चीज को काउंट किया जाए, दैट एंटायर थिंग इज कॉल्ड एज प्लाज्मा. ओके, नेक्स्ट टाइप का जो रेस्पिरेटरी पिगमेंट होता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज chlorofluorine. Write it CHLO, chloro. Okay, how you pronounce it? chlorofluorine. ठीक है, ये जो पिगमेंट होता है, इट्स अ ग्रीन कलर when oxygenated. So when oxygenated, it will be of green color. green color. And when this pigment is oxygenated, like when it holds oxygen, okay, when this chloropigment combines with oxygen, then it will be red in color, otherwise it will be green in color when it is found. So student, this type of pigment is found in some kinds of annelids, okay. This pigment has an iron as a metal based and is dissolved in blood plasma. Okay, that is enough. Next pigment, that is number third, is called hemocyanin. Hemocyanin. Okay, hemocyanin. Basically, it is colorless. इसका कोई कलर नहीं होता है. Okay, but when it is oxygenated, at that time its color will be blue. Okay, so basically it's colorless. After oxygenation process, its color will be bluish color. Okay, where it is found, so it is found in some of the arthropoda, okay, except let me write it except, so except some insecta. Okay, insecta में आपको नहीं मिलेगा. And it is also found in mollusca. Mollusca में भी आपको देखने के लिए मिल जाएगा. नेक्स्ट इज हेमोइरिथ्रिन. यहाँ पे सियानिन है, सियानिन. एंड नेक्स्ट इज हेमोइरिथ्रिन, नंबर फोर्थ. हेमोइरिथ्रिन. इरिथ वर्ड indicates red in color, so ये भी जो होता है colorless होता है. As like hemocyanin is colorless, this is also colorless, but when it becomes oxygenated, it will be staining into red or red brown color, we can say. Where it is found, so it is found in some of the annelids. Annelids के अंदर आपको देखने के लिए मिल जाएगा. And they also contain pigment iron as a metal base. Okay, तो ये हो गए, हेमोग्लोबिन हो गया, देन क्लोरोक्रियोनिन हो गया, हेमोइरिथ्रिन, हेमोसियानिन हो गया. नेक्स्ट पिगमेंट जो होता है, दैट इज नंबर फिफ्थ, इज एक्टिनोक्रोम. एक्टिनोक्रोम जो मैं पढ़ा रहा हूँ आपको सिर्फ नीट के लिए नहीं, अगर आप एम्स के लिए भी प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो तो ये सारी चीजें आपको एम्स में भी मिलेगी. इट्स बियॉन्ड नीट, आई कैन से. ओके, एक्टिनोक्रोम, this is, its color is red. Okay, its color is red and the pigment contain iron and it is found in some of echinoderms. Echinoderms matlab the animal which have spiny appearance on the surface of their skin. Okay, so basically आपको ये different types के पिगमेंट्स देखने के लिए ऑर्गेनिज्म में मिल जाएंगे. ठीक है, चलिए अब बढ़ते हैं नेक्स्ट टॉपिक पे. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज रेस्पिरेटरी ऑर्गन्स. रेस्पिरेटरी ऑर्गन्स. ओके, रेस्पिरेटरी ऑर्गन्स. अब ये जो रेस्पिरेटरी ऑर्गन्स होते हैं, लाइक वी हैव लंग्स, ओके, एज अ रेस्पिरेटरी ऑर्गन ऑफ कोर्स. बट इस यूनिवर्स में, इस अर्थ पे जितने भी एनिमल्स प्रेजेंट है, क्या सारे एनिमल्स को लंग्स प्रेजेंट है? यस, आंसर इज नो. हर किसी को लंग्स प्रेजेंट नहीं होगा. ओके, अगर मैं आपको वाटर के अंदर डाल दूं, लाइक स्विमिंग पूल में आप स्विमिंग कर रहे हो और मैंने मस्ती मस्ती में आपको डुबा दिया अंदर, वहां पे the medium is aquatic, right? You cannot inhale oxygen in aquatic medium. So in order to have such advanced kind of respiration, some modification has to be done in your respiratory system. So such animals which lives in aquatic system, they will be having a separate kind of respiration. Okay, they will be having gills, they will be having skin, okay, they will be having some different evolved organ. तो अपना जो है most evolved organ है lungs, through which we can take oxygen directly from the atmosphere. But if I talk about some organism which live in the water, so that organism, they cannot take direct oxygen, so their organs are accordingly modified. Okay, so I'll start with the simplest form. The simplest form of taking organ is skin. Okay, so respiration by skin, that's called cutaneous respiration. क्या बोलेंगे इसको? cutaneous respiration. लिख देता हूँ, उसका दूसरा नाम क्या है? cutaneous respiration. Okay, what does it mean? It means respiration with the help of skin surfaces. Okay, respiration with the help of skin surfaces. Skin is the only respiratory organ in most of the annelids. Annelids का मतलब like earthworm है, जितने भी round worms होते हैं, all are annelids. Example earthworm है, leech है. Okay, so they have skin surface. Similarly, amphibians के अंदर भी, some of the amphibians, okay, like toads है, frogs है, their skin should be thin. एक condition है कि इनका एक like ये जो examples मैंने बताए, क्योंकि इनके skin से respiration होने वाला है, तो इनके skin का जो surface होता है, it should be very very thick, so that gases should be exchanged, right? अगर स्किन थोड़ा थिक रहेगा तो एक्सचेंज ऑफ गैसेस के लिए प्रॉब्लम आने वाला है. ओके, apart from this, some marine annelids such as sandworms, that's called nereis in the general language, okay, and have parapodia for respiration. In from 100% the cutaneous respiration during hibernation. See, nowadays during rainy season, salt frogs are coming out uh, from their home. Okay, basically I'll say their home. But where these frogs are during entire off seasons, during rainy seasons they are coming out. So what they do, they store the food material and go deep burrow into the land and they stay there. That's called hibernation period. Okay, hibernation कहा जाता है. And when the seasons are favorable, they again come back on the surface of the earth. And again, the rainy season goes off, they again go back into the soil. So वहां पे भी और बाहर भी दोनों तरफ they will be doing a cutaneous kind of respiration. Okay, um, so this was about skin. I've given you some examples. उसमें से आप directly लिख लीजिए. I'm not cutting there anything. I'll talk about trachea. तो ट्रैकिया जो होता है, ये कुछ आर्थ्रोपोडा में आपको देखने के लिए मिलेगा, लाइक कॉकरोच वगैरह है, तो इसमें आपको ट्रैकिया का फॉर्मेशन दिखेगा. इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास, लाइक ये सेक्शन के बाद में मैं आपको ट्रैकिया कैसे होता है कॉकरोच के अंदर, वो मैं आपको दिखा दूंगा. ओके, नेक्स्ट रेस्पिरेटरी ऑर्गन इज बुक लंग्स. नाम पहली बार सुनते रहोगे आप, लंग्स तो आपने सुना रहेगा, बट बुक लंग्स आपने नहीं सुना रहेगा. So next respiratory organ is book lungs, or we can say it's called book gills, book lungs or book gills. Okay, तो basically किसके पास होता है? So spider, ticks, mites and scorpion, they will have lungs for respiration. Scorpion में 4 pairs of book lungs present होते. Okay, book lungs is like the book, like मैंने यहाँ पे एक बुक ड्रॉ कर देता हूँ मैं. ओके, लाइक दिस. ओके, तो आप यहाँ पे डिफरेंट डिफरेंट पेजेस देख सकते हो, लाइक दिस. ओके, सिमिलरली ओवर हियर, तो दिस इंडिविजुअल लाइन व्हिच आई एम ड्राइंग इज कॉल्ड एज लेमेलाe. ओके, तो उनके पास कुछ इस तरीके का लंग्स होता है, गिल्स होता है, which resembles like a book, open book, half this side, half that side. Okay, these are the pages. So it resembles as if it is a book. That's why it's called a book lungs. Next type is number fourth. Okay, next type is fourth, that's called gills. Gills and gills you can find, we don't have gills, right? Because we are not aquatic animals. So इससे पता ये चला कि जो aquatic animals रहेंगे, aquatic animals में you can find gills. Examples for aquatic animals you can say prawn, prawns, okay. Then fishes. Fishes are aquatic animal. The sea stars are aquatic animals. Okay. So basically आपको पता चल गया होगा कि gills क्या होता है. Okay. Respiration by gills is called as bronchial respiration. Okay. Respiration by gills is called as bronchial respiration. It may be of two types, external gills and internal gills. If I say external gills, it means that name itself suggests, right, that external are external and later on it will be replaced by internal gills later on. If I say internal gills, it may be present in all fishes. Okay, water will be drawn into gills, blood flowing into the capillaries of the gill lamella absorbs oxygen from the water and release CO2. देखो मैं शायद थोड़ा fast जा रहा हूँ. Like if it is a fish, okay, this is a fish, correct. Now over here, when the water is taken inside, this water moves out from the gills. So this is the gill surface. From gills, the water is moving out. By this process, gill will take this oxygen and it will release the water out, which is rich in CO2. And when the blood is coming to the gills, this oxygen will get mixed into the blood and it will be supplied to all the parts of the organs, body, all the parts or the organs of the body. Okay, that's called respiration by gills. Again, your respiration and circulation both are interconnected. Okay. Next type of respiration is buccopharyngeal lining. Number 5 is buccopharyngeal lining. Okay. Now, what is buccopharyngeal lining? So, frogs breathe by skin, as I said. Second method is frog breathes buccopharyngeal by buccopharyngeal linings of their cavity. Bucco means mouth, pharyngeal is related to mouth and the pharynx. Okay, this is called as buccopharyngeal respiration. Okay, so मैंने आपको यहाँ पे बता दिया है कि कितने different types के organs होते हैं, इनका importance क्या होता है. ट्रैकिया को थोड़ा सा मैं elaborate कर देता हूँ next वाले slide में. Okay, next वाले section में मैं थोड़ा सा उसको elaborate कर दूँगा. Apart from this, like generally if I want to talk about एक चार्ट के थ्रू अगर मुझे आपको बताना है कि कितने different types के organs है just for remembering it well, so एक चार्ट ड्रॉ कर देता हूँ मैं. So first one, respiratory surface here. Wait, let me take it left hand side. Okay. तो तुम्हें एक चार्ट के थ्रू मैं इसको एक्सप्लेन कर देता हूँ so that थोड़ा सा और इजी हो जाए. First, मैंने बताया respiratory organs. So I'm writing your respiratory organs. Second, first type जो था general, ये शायद उसमें मिस कर दिया था मैंने, general body surface. ठीक है, जनरल बॉडी सरफेस। नेक्स्ट स्किन है, तो स्किन को मॉइस्ट होना जरूरी है, तो हम राइटिंग द मॉइस्ट क्यूटिकल, दैट्स स्किन। ओके, then next is tracheal tubes, as like I said for insects. Okay, then we may have gills like aquatic, and the lungs for the most evolved organ like birds, reptiles and mammals. Let's study the examples of the same. Example फर्स्ट, अगर जनरल बॉडी सरफेस की बात करें तो उसके अंदर आपको स्पॉन्जेस देखने के लिए मिल जाएंगे। स्पॉन्जेस का स्किन नहीं कह सकते, उनका बॉडी का सरफेस होता है। तो स्पॉन्जेस है, हाइड्रा है जो सोलिड कैटेगरी में आता है, सोलिड की कैटेगरी में आएगा। नेक्स्ट इज फ्लैटबॉम्स। सो इन दिस you can find that the gases are exchanged generally by the body surface. If I talk about the moist cuticle, that is skin, that example is earthworm. Second example that I've given you is of frog and toads. Frog. Tracheal का example मैंने आपको दिखाया insects. Okay, we are going to study about trachea. ठीक है, gills की बात करें तो gills के अंदर aquatic arthropods, then the example may include mollusks, okay, and then at last fishes. तो ये सब aquatic की कैटेगरी में आएंगे। lungs जो और animals के पास होता है, they are reptiles, then they may be aves, that is birds, ठीक है, and then the mammals, so like we have the aquatic system. Okay, so ये section के लिए इतना ही, मिलते हैं next section में with another topic. Thank you.